By the way, they never had freaking sons, and I feel like that's weird.
So that's what you're focusing on about this story.
I don't know. Just there's a lot of I just noticed it again. It's like
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Stout and Lager. I'm Stout,
welcome.
as always, I'm here with my co-host Lager.
Hello.
And today we again continue our journey, going all over the world. And today we are trying some Thai beer.
Thai beer. Thai these nuts.
Singha.
Oh yeah, the name is Singha. Yeah.
I open my beer.
I'm doing SMR part.
Cheers to the viewers. Cheers to this beer, and cheers to some good conversations.
Cheers to you. I even see.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's clean. That's clean. Like, I feel like in the website, it said like it has hops, but like it really don't taste much of the hops.
It's very light. I feel like
It's pretty light. They're like coming from the Belgian blonde that we had last week.
yeah, it's a lot heavier,
That
meatier.
it was weirder.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is like I don't know why I always keep saying sweet, but like it just like it's a nice crisp with sweet for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's very crisp and light, and yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna
It's
be
good.
sipping on some Singha today and
Yeah.
talking about the usual
been up
pod
to.
stuff, you know.
And some teaser. We'll do some Reddit stories.
Yep.
But for now, it's been a week. What has been happening with you, Stout, this week?
You're
What was like a top thing?
so the week itself, not too much happened. During the I don't know, the weekdays. Yes. During the weekdays, nothing much really happened. Last week, I played some Valorant because Sour had a book club on Tuesday, and she had an appointment on Thursday. So I've been
The
on my
missus
grind.
not home, so I'm getting to game.
Pretty much. I'm back in gold. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I'm gold 2 right now.
You're gold 2. Gold 2 is like wait, gold 1 is the last one or like the top
Lowest.
or
It goes 1, 2, 3,
lowest.
and then you get promoted to the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
That's weird. Magic is like the opposite. It's
opposite?
like this flip. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not like consistent against or throughout games, but yeah,
Okay.
played some video games. I think on Friday we binged a lot of
Of like movies or
Avatar: The
series?
Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, you watched that. I still haven't watched it.
Bro, you're slacking.
I want to, but like
It's pretty good.
this, I'm doing a thing where like, or not like I'm doing a thing where like, I went on Tumblr, right, and I looked up. Yeah, I don't know. I looked at some Avatar stuff. We don't really think about it. All of it, they're all talking about Avatar, and on YouTube, it just seems like there's mixed reviews, or like people have like their problems, but then
Mm-hmm.
some of the problems feel like so annoying, or like because they ordered this wrong, it doesn't feel the same way, or like it doesn't show the character development of this character, and just it has kind of turned me off a little bit from watching it yet. Not because like I believe them, but like just like I don't know. I guess I hate watching something and then
Sorry.
read like negative reviews, I guess, on.
Yeah, I do feel like
On it.
a lot of people have been hating on it.
What's your
But
take?
I think it was pretty good. I think that there was differences, just like how One Piece had differences in some of the episodes. I think it's just kind of, I don't know if it's like a necessarily like an artistic decision, like like the directors that are writing it wanting it to be that way, or if it's just, I don't know, they're some stuff has to be dropped or changed. But I really liked it. I think it's one of the better live action adaptations that I've seen in a while. One Piece was pretty good, but I think I like this one a little bit more. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I really like Avatar: Last Airbender.
What do you think that is?
I think it just holds a lot more nostalgia. I think One Piece was
Really?
cool to see, like the anime live action, but it didn't have the same like nostalgia value, I guess, which kind of Avatar did.
One Piece for me, like that for East Blue was I watched it when I was a kid, like in the dubs and stuff. But so it probably had that, but definitely our Avatar. I feel like is one of those quintessential, like not like you don't have to be even be into anime to have watched Avatar when you're a kid. I feel like everyone in our generation and like slightly older, we're all like tuning in for Avatar back then. I think it was running 2005 to 2007 or 8. I think that was like the runtime. I remember specifically because it was during the between I think our book 2 and book 3. It was when we moved from Venezuela to here, and I remember specifically because we in Venezuela we get the shit later, right?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Was it like because I mean, U.S. I feel like gets stuff pretty quick. Was it significantly later, or was it like?
So I'll tell you, like I just finished watching like the last episode of book 2, and then we moved in 2007, and then it was already over. The book 3.
Damn.
It was like I turned it into Nickelodeon in one of the first like apartments we were staying in, and you're like, what? What do you mean they're fighting the Fire Lord?
Yeah.
And it's like I can remember like what the hell? Aang has hair.
Yeah.
It was just
I'm
so
excited.
funny.
I'm excited for it. Hope they keep it going.
I think probably between One Piece and Avatar, probably Avatar has more of the better chance of not looking as goofy.
Yeah.
Probably. In terms of like its later seasons of special effects and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because all they have is like animals and then I don't know, elements to anime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's what
I mean it's not as like far-fetched. You know, One Piece has all the devil fruits, has fish people, it has other species of people.
Oh, dude, yeah. We'll see how it goes, man. Yeah, dude. Yep. I'll watch Avatar soon. I'll watch. You should. I promise.
That was Friday and some of Sunday. We finished it on Sunday. But nice. On Saturday, I actually kind of gave you a little bit of a teaser of what I was up to. I texted you, but Saturday we went snowboarding. Sour and I. We went with some of her coworkers. I went snowboarding and she went skiing. And it was
what does that mean? You guys were separated?
No, just that she used skis and I used snowboard.
Oh, I just like, but it decided like I went this and she went that.
No, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
But yeah, so we went snowboarding. We went to Crystal Mountain.
Crystal.
It was a lot of fun.
It wasn't crystal clear.
It was my second time snowboarding. I went once, like when I was like a kid, but I just did the class. Yeah. I didn't really do much besides that. Mm-hmm. And then I went once last year, but this is my second time. So we got there early, and when we got there, I started snowboarding. There's like a little like kiddie mountain where people who are learning to snowboard and ski kind of go to warm up and learn. And this time when I picked it up a lot quicker, and I was actually able to go down the kiddie mountain pretty quick. The first time that I went, I was kind of scared, so it took me a lot longer. So after a while, I went on one of the greens. So it goes green, blue, black, and then double black for the hard difficulty. Green is the easier ones for like beginners. So I went on the first one called Discovery Meadow, I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
And it was super short. It was pretty small, and it was pretty good. Like I went the first couple of times, didn't fall. I was able to do heel and toe turns. And last time when I was there, I was only able to do the heel turns.
Heel turns.
Getting better slowly but surely. And then I was gonna go. I ended up going by myself the first time because Sour. I was like, Sour, let's do it. And she's like, I don't know, I'm not ready. I'm gonna go down the baby one a little bit more. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. I was like,
if you die, you die.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. And I went up the ski, the gondola things, and it took me up. I went by myself. It wasn't that high, and it did, like when I was on it, I saw the trail, and it looked fine. Like it didn't look like too intensive.
Were her coworkers going on skis only too, or
they did
were
both
the only snowboarding
and skiing? But her coworkers are all good at skiing, so they're doing like blues and blacks. There was like only like one or two other persons that was like their first time, and they stayed with the greens and the entry part with us.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so how did it go then? This one.
This one was fine. I was able to go down a couple of times. I didn't fall.
You fall once?
I fell towards the end. I fell a couple of times, but it was a lot easier to control this time, and it felt a lot more like skateboarding this time. I don't know why. I used to skateboard a lot when I was younger, so maybe that's why.
Probably have better balance for that.
Yeah. So we went there and we snowboarded and skied for a decent bit. Then like around like 1, we were like, we're hungry. Let's go to the cabin, and we got a burger. Both got some burgers and a beer. It was lit. The beer like just hit different on the top of that mountain. I don't know.
What beer did you get? I
got a Mac and Jack, I think is what it's called.
Mac and Jack. Do you remember like what it was? It was like, I'm guessing it's a stout or like a dark beer. If it's like in the snow.
I think it's a lager.
Oh.
Let me see. Mac and Jack.
Mingling with the enemy.
For real. Mac and Jack. African Amber. That's the one that I had.
Oh, okay.
We both got one. I got a burger. We ate. And I don't know why, but every time that we're on the mountain and after you eat and like you go inside in the warmth, like you just don't want to go out. But we pushed ourselves, we went out, and then we went down Discovery Meadow, I think, the first screen, like 2 or 3 more times. Yeah. And then I was like, dude, I kind of want to go on the next one. Like, this is too easy. I want to, kind of challenge myself. I'll see if I do it. But the jump was, like, crazy from the first one to the next one. The first one was, like, a third of the size of the second one that I went on. And the second one was super steep.
So you were going really fast.
Yeah. Essentially, so after Discovery Meadow, I went down, and then the last run, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Quicksilver. That's the name of the site, the one above it. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, I need to do it. And I was like, Sarah, are you gonna do it? And she was like, no, I'm too scared. So then I ended up going by myself. And it was a very long ski lift ride. So I sat on a ski lift by myself, contemplating why I did this to myself. I was just sitting there. Literally, I was like, man, why did I do this to myself? Then I was like, what if I hurt myself and the cruise is coming up? I'm going to be depressed. And then I just came to terms with it. I was like, you know what? I'm already on here, and I can't ride the ski lift back down, so I'm going to have to get down somehow. So I get to the top, and at this point, it's super foggy. So I don't know if you saw in the video that I sent you. It was super foggy. Them? Yeah, it was super foggy.
Oh my lord.
And I get to the top, and I was like freaking out. And I was like, okay, I want to kind of record up here so I could show Sour like how it looked at the top. And when I get to the top, there's like a little area where like people like, because for snowboarding, usually when I put my other foot in, to strap in, like when you're walking around, you kind of have one foot strapped in and you push with the other one. So you sit down and then you put your feet in. So that area was like fine. And then it looked like there was just like a cliff. Like it looked like there was like a little drop in that you dropped into. Yeah. And I got up there and I was like, man, I'm going to record a video and I'll do it. I'm going to do it. And I was recording the video. It was super short, but I was like freaking out. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to record anymore. I don't want to record anymore. I'm just going to go for it. And I just went for it. And it was terrifying. Very terrifying. I fell a bunch. It was super steep. I didn't really fall like too bad. What ended up happening was the way that I kind of see other people doing it usually is they go from side to side to kind of try and slow down and not go down the mountain as quick. So I tried to do that, but for some parts, since it was so steep, I would like my board would slide out from under me. So I just fall like onto my butt and then slide down. Okay. But the first time I fell down, I was going super quick, and I fell on my ass, and I kept on sliding down, and I was trying to like push the board in to stop myself, and there was just snow going all over my face, and I was freaking out. But then after that, the second and the third fall were pretty much the same, not as intense, but I was like, it's okay. And
if it comes,
yeah, dude. And then
you're accepting.
Towards the end of that, so it was like it's started at the top where it ended, the ski lift ended, and then it kind of connected to the first green. So the end was kind of the same. Mm-hmm. But when you get to the end of that, there's like this food place that had like beers, and I almost stopped and went and got a beer after that traumatic experience.
At the bottom of the mountain, or is it in the
kind
middle?
of in the middle?
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's like a pit stop.
I got to there and I like slowed down a little bit. I was like, should I do that? I was like, I kind of need a beer after that one, but I was like, nah, it's okay. So then I kept on going, and then I got to the bottom.
Yep.
And then when I got to the bottom, it was a lot easier. So I did it, and Sour was recording me, and I was like, yeah, I did it. And she was like, how was it? And I was like, that was horrible.
You should invest on GoPros next time, since like no one witnessed you.
Yeah,
like
you just would have heard me like really quiet and just like freaking out.
Oh,
yeah, essentially.
Oh, that's funny. And was that the last time you used?
Yeah, that was the last one we went.
What else do you guys do in the cabins, or you stay like for the night, or?
Yeah. So after that, since I said it was with their coworkers, it was like a ski trip. The company that Sour works at, I don't know if I should say it, but the company that she works at has a ski lodge, and we came with the group. So we still had to pay, but it was like a lot cheaper, and it was right next to the resort. So after that, we chilled for a little bit and talked with some of our coworkers that were staying and that came to just snowboard and ski. And then after that, we went to the what's it called? The ski lodge, and we showered. I showered. She showered. It was like dorms.
We all showered. Huh?
Low key though, it was literally like dorms. So there was like one room where we stayed. It was 4 bunk beds, and we stayed with one of Sour's coworkers and her boyfriend, and then it was me and Sour. And then low key, so there was like 2 or 3 bathrooms. It was a pretty big lodge. But the first bathroom that I went into, I was like, okay, let me go look at the shower so I can go shower. I opened the door to the shower, and there's just like a circular thing kind of in the middle, and there's just a bunch of nozzles, and there's 4 nozzles on it, and it's just like a circle with nozzles. And I was like, okay, I'm not showering here.
Okay, why? That's not a shower?
I don't want no randoms walking in on me.
Oh, was it a joint shower?
Yeah, it was like it was a joint shower. There was just 4 showers in a circle. And people were like, and showering
there's no like door.
Nope.
Between showers, or
nope.
like
literally just like a circle with showers. And I was
like, who got access to the shower? Your dorm or multiple dorms?
Everyone in the cabin, essentially. But the cabin was like 10 rooms or something like that.
Yeah.
And each room fit like anywhere from 4 to like 6 people.
So what you end up doing? Go shower in the
there wasn't that much people, so it was fine. I probably could have, but I did some more looking around, and I found another bathroom. And that one had like individual slots, and I took a shower there.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
We did that, and
Is there any like, I don't know, games, like any like hot chocolate going around the campfire or bonfire?
So we played a couple of games, and we also made some pizzas. We made some DiGiorno's.
Hey. Yeah. No, nothing says cozy as the Jordan.
Yep. We made some pizzas, and we played some games. We played Codenames. We played one called, like, it was like a color game. It was weird, but it was really fun.
Simon
Says. And his...
Oh wait, I think I know it. It's the one that's... Huh?
Hues and Clues, that's the name of the game.
Is that the one where like it's a huge board with different shades of colors?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you have to describe the color.
Oh, I just watched a video.
It was really fun
to play this game.
It was it was fun, but it was more calm. Yeah. So the first one we played was Codenames. It was pretty chill, and everyone, like, we were drinking a little bit. I had a beer. Sour had a drink. Everyone, like, there was people who were drinking.
That was the vibe, yeah.
When I opened my first beer, it fizzed up, and I ended up having to chug it. And I'm a little embarrassed by that, but it was okay.
How did people react to that? They were like, "Oh," or like, "We're like,
they were fine."
Chug.
They were like, "You gotta chug it now." I was like, "Yeah, I do," and I chugged it. But yeah, we played Hues and Clues. We played Codenames, and then Hues and Clues kind of slowed it down because it was like more of like a calm game.
Yeah,
and people kind of stopped drinking, and some people started going to sleep. So then we just went to sleep.
Okay, that's fair. It
was still really fun.
I would love to play. So a variation for that game that I saw where like people were doing, instead of actually saying word, they would do like movie quotes or like acting out a quote that would describe the color.
Interesting.
Like let's say it's indigo, right? And they will go for like something melancholy, sad line, like maybe some I don't know, some kind of like acting out, and it's a very left side use of your brain, and I would love to play that game someday. But
yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I like it, and I would say you could make the drinking game more like with so in the code in this game, right? The guy can only give you one word, right? I'm just explaining for the viewers.
Yeah.
And then each of the players needs to put their pen in a color grid in a specific color shade that they think fits that word. Correct, and everyone puts their pens, and then another round comes and they describe it with 2 words. Mm-hmm. Like they use 2 words now. And then you do another round of putting your pins in different colors where you feel like it is, and then the guy puts a square with the color they chose right in the middle, and you get points based on how close you were, or if you were in the square, right? Mm-hmm. We should do it. Or like if you didn't get into the square, you should like drink or like chug.
Yeah,
do something like that. But that's I
mean, any game could be a drinking game
if you think hard enough.
Facts. But yeah, that was pretty much all that I was up to this weekend and this past week. What were you up to this past week?
Well, the main thing was that yesterday, which is Monday, was my birthday. It was my birthday weekend.
Was indeed, yeah.
I'm turning 26 old.
26 on the 26th.
Yeah, I forgot to. Yeah, it is like it be like that. You're gonna turn 25 this year, right? No way.
Yeah.
When's your birthday again?
25 on the 30th.
Okay, you're almost okay. So you're about to get there in 5 years.
Yeah.
I guess I just love those like coincidences, like numerical coincidences like that.
Mm-hmm.
They were the type to like watch your odometer whenever like I don't know.
Yeah, when it's gonna hit like the milestone, the next like big group
milestone, or like repeating numbers, or like it was like all ones.
Yeah,
like I remember that one from my old Camry, but
Rip Carmen.
Rip Carmen. You got to see Cameron Jr. this weekend. But the main thing I did for my birthday weekend, like my brother was like asking me like, what do you want to do, man? And it's like, quite frankly, I don't know. I'm like, let's go to a brewery. We want to go to a brewery, and it was a good chance to just, go try different beers. So we went to this place called Berry House. It was like German, barbarian kind of like beer place.
Nice.
It was situated in Ybor City.
Nice.
And it was actually, the reason why I chose it was one, because I didn't want to go all the way to St. Pete. And this one seemed like they were like hyping up that it was mainly lagers. It was like brewery of mainly lagers.
German lagers. Interesting.
Yeah. So we went. It was me, my brother, and his wife. I don't know. Girl partner. And we went there, and I decided to first always go for a flight just to see. Just to have like,
the best
wide variety.
Try everything.
Yeah, try everything. So I went for a flight of this. Except at the names right here, Jolly Rancher Lager, American. It's like 4.4 ABV. I did Hazy Life IPA, 8% ABV, and yeah, you'll be surprised on which one was my favorite. To be honest, then I did Endless Says Lager, which was apparently like used with local Florida oranges, 4.4 ABV, and then I did a Marsan, like a lager Marsan. It was like a malted lager, and so those are of those four. The Jolly Rancher was okay. It was just like very simple lager. The Endless Says I hated it. In terms of it was promising like citrus sour, but it was just nothing. It was it was just very light. I don't know, lemon taste or and it just it felt more alcoholic. That was it was very anything taste. It was very plain. I didn't like it. The Marsan was okay. I think I had the Oktoberfest Marsans that we had were better.
Really? Look at that. Now you're a whole
but the
IPA
Hazy
fan.
Life IPA, bro, it was so juicy. It was
interesting.
The thing is, I tasted it, and it was one of the most not IPAs, where there's there's hazy IPAs which are meant to be they use fruit, they use things to add.
I was just saying it adds more flavor
hoppy,
than just
curves the
straight
hoppiness.
up hop. And
this was barely any hoppy. Huh?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you know what that is? They use pineapple for the flavor profile, and I could that's definitely the fruit taste I was tasting, and it was really good. 8%, and for what I tasted, it was amazing. It was up there. My brother, he went for essentially a wine barrel age.
Yeah, we did the Ciderbach one,
right? Bock beer. You remember what? Do you remember Box? Yeah, and it was it was just Box are darker beers, malted, but this one was especially special because they were aged in wine barrels, and this one tasted just like the Oakshire beer that we had before for the mystery bag episode, where it was a wine barrel aged beer, and you can really taste the wine in it. It was a really good wine sweet flavor for a beer, and it was so good. I bought a bottle. I did bought a bottle.
Really?
We'll have it once we see each other. And I think that one was top, and then the hazy one was the other one top. The other ones were okay. Yeah. And then my brother had that. Then I had one final one that was a coffee lager almost. I feel like it was a Dunkel, maybe. I don't know if it was a Dunkel or not. Or it was a really dark beer that tasted me and my brother were thinking that it tasted like smoke, I guess. But
I don't know.
His wife
two very different sounding
coffee.
things.
I think you will like it.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm I think it makes sense because coffee can be roasted, so I'm guessing that's where the similarity comes from. Cause it probably could be very roasted coffee, cause it felt very much on the roasted side. But that one we had a whole mug that we shared. That was our last beer. My brother was, according to him, he was pretty blitz. from the.
That's a strong.
To be fair, I didn't say that the percentage for the wine barrel one. That shit was 11%. Yeah, yeah. He had that. I had it as well, and then we finished with something like 8% beer, and it was really good. I enjoyed the place. We also had a Bavarian pretzel
fire, dude.
to split. I'm telling you, the softest, most awesome pretzel I ever had.
Nice.
Yeah. The soft pretzel is just so good. And it was like, I hate the ones that are too salted. This wasn't. It was like perfectly. It was lit. Yeah, and then we sang happy birthday yesterday. One thing to highlight that my dad says that I was born in an eclipse.
Look at that.
In like 1998, February 26th, there was a lunar eclipse, I think. Or was it a solar eclipse? And I don't know. There was reference.
The Moon Warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it gives me powers. For real. Moon Warrior, moon powers. That's funny. I was just thinking about powers, and like in anime, there's like people who have moon powers. They're like, they're essentially just light based powers, just adding lunar.
That'd be interesting
to their names. like can you imagine a moon fruit? Like,
yeah, I don't really know what power that would be.
That would be like, I don't know.
Because like the sun would be like you could attribute fire to it.
I don't think
maybe like gravity, since the moon has a gravitational pull.
No. I don't know. Or maybe, and essentially it was gravity, or thinking like it could be like the way to have lunar shit. It would be like maybe a mythical sewing of like a Japanese thing that like has to do with like the moon, because I'm sure there's a lot of moon stuff in Japanese mythology or stuff like that. You know how like, well, I won't say anything, but no, yeah. That's mainly what I did this week. I'm really looking forward to next week where we're doing the cruise, and yeah. And so yeah, with that we can move on to talking about the beer that we actually are drinking.
I feel like it doesn't really taste like much.
How are you feeling about the?
It's very light
so far.
It's a crushable one. Let's see. I think it is 5%.
I don't think it tastes like much. It's really like, it's like 5%, right now. I think it's light. Yeah, it's light, but the aftertaste, it definitely the taste resides in the aftertaste. Or like, it's like it really resides into your taste buds for a bit, and I think like at times it's like,
yeah, I think it's a little bit more bitter tasting than like
crisp, but then at times it feels like alcoholic. Sometimes some of the alcoholic bitter,
yeah,
in the aftertaste. Like then the Stella or a Peroni, because like I remember I've been drinking Stellas a lot. And Stellas don't have this kind of like
alcoholic,
where it's like
otherwise known as
alcoholic.
I mean, what?
What's the word? Alcoholic. But yeah, with the stouts, someday we'll find a country that or location that the top beer is a stout. Someday. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the Singha premium lager. Singha was founded in 1933 by this Priya Biron Bhakdi, Thailand's first master brewer, and it's using a lot of the Thailand's ingredients. I think something that gets brought up is that they use, I think, special hops. I think there's some hops that like they use that like they're very important. I mean, let me see. It's like I think they mentioned it was like some special like Saaz hops, like world's finest say SAAZ hops. They use that, and they slow brew it with the purest Thai spring water, which it's like anywhere for that. But then there's some cool facts about the labels, right, Stout? Where in the front there's a Garuda image.
The little gold
Garuda,
thing.
I guess it's like
above the...
It's like a bird person looking thing, right?
Yeah.
The gold in the neck. Yeah. So yeah, you see it? Yeah. So that one is like the behind it is like supposed to be a symbol to signify royal permission, like that. Like the king in 1939, King Rama the Eighth granted the brewery permission to bear the symbol, signifying that which is the highest honor for companies, because this recognition means that it's a trusted, financial, stable company producing high quality goods.
So is this like a symbol of like the royalty,
and
like
they
government
probably
type?
present the symbol in a lot of their buildings and products and factories. And this was, essentially like it was accepted by the government as like this the best quality good in this country kind of thing, or like they probably put in like their main imports, or like not imports, main exports, I guess. So I guess it's like a really good like symbol respect, and probably it's like one of those things. I think it's like similar to the Peroni, where they symbolize the blue ribbon symbol. So it's like I think it's like I think this companies really like their, I say
legacy kind of
reputation, respect, that kind of stuff from the government. And legacy, and then the thing on the front, which is the golden mystical lion, it was like an iconic symbol that was inspired by one of the 4 great lions in Thai literature, which Thai folks believe to be the king of the Himapan.
I feel like it looks big. I don't know if it was because it was next to
it's a picture of
Guinness when
it's
I got it.
It's a pretty cool bottle.
The bottle
I feel like
really
I like
big,
this
but
sign.
It's the same 11.2 ounces. I don't know. Pretty cool bottle.
Maybe it's like yellow. The fact is like all yellow. I don't know. It exudes brilliance.
Yeah, I think so. I think for me,
it's a pretty awesome bottle. Yeah. Do you feel ready
like I said,
for
it's very light.
Ratings?
I like that it's very light.
All right, you can go.
Excuse me. But I feel like it doesn't have much besides that, if that makes sense. Like it just the only really flavor that I get is a little bit of like bitterness, and I don't really get much besides that.
You're right.
So it's a solid beer. If I'm in Thailand, I'll probably drink it. To me, this kind of compares to like Medalla. I don't know if you've had Medalla in Puerto Rico. Yeah, it's like a very inoffensive. It doesn't really like. It's like a beer that you can drink on a beach. Just chill. Or like a beer that you could like slam a couple back. It's not really gonna taste bad. It tastes like beer.
Yeah.
But I think if I wasn't in Thailand, like I can't see myself getting this again unless I go to like a Thai restaurant, or if like I actually am in Thailand. So I think for that reason, I'm out. Shark Tank reference. I think for me, I think it's gonna be a solid 4.
What? I'm out.
4.5. 4.5. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, there's like a couple of threes on mine. Really close to the Bud Light. But I don't know. Yeah, I think 4.5. 4.5 pad ties out of 10.
Yeah. Hey, pad thais are great. For me, I think like I like your reasoning where like it is super inoffensive. It really is nothing, but I guess in some ways I prefer the nothingness of it rather than something that just doesn't make me feel good drinking in. Like I feel like drinking something that was like a Budweiser, the Fosters, those were like very like I don't know. It didn't feel good to drink it. You know, it felt like it doesn't go down as good. I think this at least gives you that like that like enjoyment or like it is good, especially cold. It's just like I can drink this a lot. It is bitter, but there's something here that like it reminds me of some of the good lagers that we had, like the Stellas and the Peronis. So I think I'll give it. What did you give it? 4? 0.5. Fuck. Come on. I kind of want to just do 4. all that talking about. It's like I think 4 is a good number because like I thinking to myself like, what are the 5s that we had? Yeah, 5. Like I don't think it's a 5. I think it's a 4 for me. Let me see. Yeah, it's a 4. It's a 4. I'll do 4.
Let's do.
Or Thai shit.
Let's do.
Or Thai stuff. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna be lazy. 4 Garuda.
Have you ever had cow pad?
The actual sip of the thing. That's supposedly very big in Thai culture. You think about it.
They have curry, and then there's something called cow pad, which is Thai fried rice.
I had pad Thai, but then I guess curry is the only other food that we can think of.
Yeah, it's like a normal fried rice, but it's
I think anything
spicy.
Fried rice. Just
like you can get it pretty spicy,
like
which is like noodles, it just makes it so much better for me because you.
I do enjoy pad Thai.
Nice. Yeah. Solid beer. Yeah, I mean.
Nah, dude, I think
inoffensive, pretty questionable, but
will be for me.
It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah. All right. I think I recommend it too.
Yeah, the bottle definitely gave it that 0.5
I do say it gives you points for how unique a yellow bottle is. It's like super yellow. Yeah. Oh, dude, I just like when I was going to Total Wine, I just saw a like I don't know, I think it was like a Latin beer.
What?
That was red bottle. But
what?
Apparently it was like one of the light beers, so it's like a 0.9%. So yeah.
I mean at that point might as well be 0%.
Like a light beer.
Facts.
It's like I guess not alcoholic, it's just that's actually kind of funny, you're right. Might as well just do a non-alcoholic beer. But I guess, yeah. But it gave me my attention because it was a legit red bottle. Like, red bottles. I'm like, that would be so cool to drink from a red bottle. I don't know. I'm starting to think, like, I would love to, like, have all the colors that can be possible in glass. But, yeah.
And now, moving away from the beer of the week segment, we're going to go back for some Am I the Assholes?
Yeah. Theme for the cruise, because we're about to go through our second cruise together. It'll be my second cruise overall. And then yours, like, you're what, 5th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been on a couple. Been around the block.
Yeah, you've been a couple. Yeah, it'll be funny to do some Am I the Asshole cruise stories. And we'll see. And then you're going to start with yours, right?
Yep. I'll open my beer. Get ready to quench my thirst while I read a bunch.
Yeah.
So this one is... Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my sister's cruise? My 19 female grandparents are celebrating 50 years of marriage this year. and have invited the whole family to go with them on a cruise for a family reunion. This means all 6 of their children and their extended family, roughly 125 people, will be going on a week-long vacation in March. That is a lot of people.
What? That's great.
125 is a lot.
These are like those family reunions that you hear white people go on.
For real. I adore my grandparents, but have a complicated relationship with my parents. In short, they're incredibly emotionally immature and care entirely too much about how they appear to others and not enough as about how we as a family are functioning. Because of this, one of my older sisters, Brittany, 20 female, has fallen into addiction. No. Though I've tried my best to help her, without the support of my parents, there's very little I can actually do. They told me it was my responsibility to take care of her, so when she lost everything after her DUI my senior year in high school, I completely rearranged my life to cater to her. I stayed home my first year of college and took her to and from all of her appointments, took her to and from work and school, etc. I sacrificed my life so that it looked like our family was functioning, even though we weren't.
Mm.
Sorry, I had a drink break. Unfortunately, with addiction, there's always a chance of relapse, and my sister relapsed hard. She OD'd, and I found her and had to rush her to the hospital. Still, my parents refused reasonable help. So I stopped doing everything and decided to go to the school of my dreams and live my own life. After a week of having to actually parent, I got the apology call, and the request to support her again. I denied them and have been 100% independent since. Which brings us back to the cruise. Last week, my parents called me to inform that I'm expected to go on this cruise and pay for everything for myself, which is fine. I'm an adult. However, I was not expecting to pay for Brittany. My parents said without reliable transport, she's been unable to maintain a steady income, and it's my fault for moving away. So it's reasonable for me to pay for her to have to go. I told them no. I asked why they couldn't. Turns out, in addition to paying for my younger sister, Kaylee, 16 female, they're also deciding to pay for my nieces, 2 female, 3 female, and 5 female, and 2 stepsisters, 28 female and 24 female. I doubled down. I'm paying for my own school, and I don't want to dip into my savings when I know I won't get paid back. But now I'm getting nonstop hate messages from the rest of my family. I don't think I'm being unreasonable, but with my parents calling and begging me to go on the cruise and to just go ahead and pay for my sister, I'm wavering. Am I the asshole if I still refuse? This is heavy. TLDR, my sister can't afford the family cruise due to a DUI. My parents told me I have to pay for her and go risk embarrassing them in front of the rest of the family. I don't want to spend my savings, but if they say if I don't do this, I won't be allowed to go either. They're calling me the asshole for putting my foot down. So that's wild. This is wild. Heavy.
I hate this. I hate this family system.
Yeah.
Where it feels like a mini freaking country. To or you're like nobles trying to I don't know, save face between people, and it's supposed to be your family, right? I don't understand that concept of you can't show weakness or I don't know, vulnerability to your family. Because if you can't show that to them, who can you show that shit to?
Yeah, I think that it might just be maybe bigger families, so they're maybe they're competitive and they're trying to make themselves seem like they're better than they are. I don't know. I don't really get that either, to be honest.
I think something that it's wild that their parents are paying for 5 other people. Okay, the 2 stepsister makes sense. No, not really. I think a 20-year and 24-year-old should be able to pay for themselves.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense that they're paying for 6 people total. Actually, their younger sister,
which makes sense.
Their 2 stepsisters. That the siblings. I'm it's their immediate family. That's not too crazy. But then they should also pay for the other 2, the OP and the sister with the addiction problem.
I don't
Instead
understand.
Of paying for 3 nieces, they could have just paid for those 2.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm
feels like it's kind of like a power play, to be oh, you want to go off and go to school and not take care of your sister, then okay, then you're gonna have to pay for her and you're gonna have to pay for yourself, type of a thing, you know?
Yeah,
it's a little.
I want to add the real deadbeats are the parents for those nieces, because they can't fucking pay for these nieces. Like, and I don't know. I guess have you ever been asked for money in your family? Like, I'm not. I'm not in that situation, but I know my parents have been had to pay for stuff for our family in Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that makes a lot of sense. We're not talking about like a cruise.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. There's a little bit of a different dynamic there. I haven't personally been asked for stuff like for money, but my parents have helped me out with cruises or like stuff like that in the past. So.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Yeah.
But because I mean, this was before you had a job.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean, yeah, but they also helped me with the graduation one that we went on.
Okay. Well, that was like a gift to you.
Yeah, it was like a birthday / graduation gift.
You're the actual person. But like,
yeah.
I don't think they're an asshole. Well, would they be an asshole if they still refuse, even though everyone's telling them?
I don't think she's an asshole at all in this situation. The fact that she gave up a year of her life to essentially be not a caretaker, because her sister doesn't need care, just more so driving her around, more of a chauffeur, I guess. That's a lot. And her parents haven't really seemed to appreciate it. The most she got from her parents was a quote unquote apology for them to basically be like, okay, you gotta do all this for us again.
This reminds me of that story of the girl that was told that she's gonna be like the future caretaker of their mentally challenged sister. Remember? And then it turns out the parents were stealing money from their relatives for the care that should go to their mentally challenged daughter, and they were not using that for that.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that, where they're putting a lot of pressure on this person who, they're 19 years old, man. Like they shouldn't be thinking about this stuff if they could help it, and to be fair, addiction is a disease, right?
Yeah.
Addiction is a disease, but the root of the problem is that these people don't believe in actual help for these mental diseases.
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe that it is an actual disease. I feel like. Because I feel like they wouldn't even feel this way if it was like a cancer disease or those more, I don't know, those biological diseases, because this feels like they're very outdated in their viewpoint of addiction or psychological diseases, where they think that, oh dude, they're a failure because of this, but in reality these are very real diseases.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very mental, about it. By the way, they never had freaking sons, and I feel like that's weird.
that's what you're focusing on about this story.
I don't know. There's a lot of growth. I just noticed it again. It's like 6 children. That's crazy. Anyway, not the asshole. I think it sucks to be forced to do it. The thing is, she'll still, I'm guessing this one is gonna play. She'll still refuse, but then the grandparents will probably waiver her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it sucks, but yeah, not the asshole.
Agreed.
Hopefully it'll get better. All right.
Agreed.
I guess I can go for the next one, which is kind of sounds similar, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what it means. Am I the asshole for telling my mom her cruises are funded by the government? I don't get what that means, but
interesting tagline or headline.
A little bit. It's I wonder how that meant. But we'll see. I'll get right into it. I, 22 non-binary, am adopted, as well as my 4 other siblings. I have an okay relationship with my parents and still live at home until I can afford to move out. My mom, female 57, was a stay-at-home mom my entire life, and she's still unemployed to take care of the house. She loves to go on cruises and vacations. I mean, as in 2 or more a year, 3 this year alone. This wasn't a problem until the last few years. For those that don't know, when you adopt children through the country or state, the government gives you monthly checks for each child for food, shelter, and general well-being stuff. My mom uses this money for her vacations. But once the child turns 18, the checks stop coming. Four of the 5 of us kids are now over the age of 18 now. So my mom is down to 1 check a month, $1,500, I think. But she still insists on going on these big vacations. She's going on a 1-week cruise next week with my aunt, and another 2-week cruise at the end of October. She's quickly running out of money after paying her household bills and buying groceries, both of which my siblings that have jobs and I will help her out with. Here's where I might be the asshole. She asked for rent money from me after complaining about her lack of vacation funds, and I asked if she was going to use the money for her cruise, to which she said yes. In response, I said, the cruise solely being funded by the money you get from the government for adopting kids? She blew up, said it was the rudest thing I could have said to her, and then stormed off. She's not talking to me, and I feel like a massive dick. I intend to hurt her feelings, and I have no problem paying rent if it goes to the household, but I don't want to just give her money for one of her 3 yearly cruises. So I have to ask, am I the asshole for telling my mom her cruises are funded by the government? Yeah, that makes sense. There's a few edits.
This is deep.
Yeah. This is like one of those deadbeat bumps, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Loki, from just the tone of the OP, kind of seems like the mom is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess
sketch.
Little sketch. I mean, I guess she's smart. Technically, she's smart with her money because, like, I'm guessing she was able to live with like 5 kids at, I don't know, minimal lifestyle. You know, keep it like frugal, and then just use it for her vacations. But she never bring the kids to the vacations, so it's like it's still fishy, right?
Yeah.
But one edit says clearing some things up. I don't live here free. I do help pay towards utilities and food, and she wants me to give her money for her cruise on top of that amount, and called it rent. Hence the quotes. Out of the 5 of us siblings, I'm the only one with a stable job, and my older brother jumps between jobs a lot and can pay household things as regularly. Hope this clears some things up. I'm about to go to work, but I'll keep replying in the comments, whatever. Edit 2, this got a lot of attention and a bunch more comments than I could keep up with, so I got very overwhelmed. Sorry for dropping some threads. I needed to step back for my moment. I'll put this in the comments, but I'll put it here too. My mom and dad are divorced. My father lives out of state, sends some cash, but I have no idea how much because he and I are no contact because of an incident a few years back. He is involved emotionally, physically, or otherwise. Yeah. Sorry, the story is making me allergic. But what do you think so far?
So based on the tone of the
mom,
the post,
the pause, yeah,
it feels like this might be a mom or like a person who takes advantage of the adoption system.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I think there needs to be a little bit more context in regards to if they are at least like well tended to. Like if she takes care of the kids and she spends some of that money on vacations, I think that would be different than like if she doesn't take care of them at all and goes on vacations. Regardless, it's still a little bit of a rough situation because the money is for the kids, not necessarily for her per se.
Yeah, I mean, $1,500 a month times that by 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a kid. That's for one.
For one kid, for a month.
That's a lot.
I mean, you have to use that to essentially have to pay for a housing that fits all of you guys in some ways. But I guess you could cut corners in that where, like, you know, you can have like maybe like a 4-bedroom, you know, house or apartment. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, low key, like that's $1,500 a month for just having adopted a kid.
Yeah, food,
people get paid that
vacation.
Like a paycheck for 80 hours worth of work. Like, obviously, being a mother is a lot of work, but like, I don't know. The tone seems a lot like I don't know. She mentions that she's unemployed and she's a stay-at-home mom. I feel like it's like a little bit of a rhetoric of the mom not doing much.
I think someone did the math in the comments. It's like 1,500 times 5 times 12 months. It's like $90K a year for 5 kids. I mean, I guess that's legitimately a engineer job, right? And do you think you can take care of 5 kids?
Jesus Christ!
with that amount of money,
I take care of one fur baby.
Fur baby, yeah. I think she really is one of those moms that she's like the sickest advantage. And the fact, what do you feel about the fact that she goes to 2 to 3 cruises a year?
I don't think that's a bad thing per se. I don't know. I think it really depends on everyone's situation because, like, it seems like she's running out of money. So it seems like her finances cannot afford the 2 to 3 vacations a year. If her finances can't afford it, then I don't see anything necessarily wrong with it.
Yeah.
But once you're like being irresponsible with your money or like cutting back on other things that are more important than going on the vacation, I think that's when that gets kind of a little bit more sketch.
Yeah. I don't think the original poster's asshole. The mom needs some help.
I agreed, yeah.
Yeah.
NTA,
like doing...
not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Well, yeah. All right. We'll end it with yours.
Bet. This was a little intense.
Yeah? Okay.
I was glancing over it. Just the title alone should already be intense.
Yeah? All right. Let's go.
So,
I'm ready.
Am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law to get over himself and to quit holding a 10-year-old grudge? My brother-in-law, married to my sister, as implies by brother-in-law, but regardless, is a general contractor. About 10 years ago, my dad and brother were building a deck at my parents' house. They asked my brother-in-law if they could borrow his skid loader. They said no. But he said no. They prepared the ground as best as they could without the skid loader, but got to the point where they couldn't go without it. They went to my sister's house to ask for it again, but found my brother-in-law went out of town. They talked my sis into letting them borrow it, so she took them down to his construction lot and they hooked it up to my dad's truck. The next part, I'm not sure of since I don't know much about towing, but from what I was told, Dad's truck wasn't big enough or powerful enough to tow the skid loader on the jump trailer, so he lost control and wrecked. The truck, trailer, and skid loader were totaled. The insurance was barely enough to cover the medical costs in the truck. There was none left over to cover brother-in-law's stuff. When he got back to town, he exploded. He threatened to sue, and things just went downhill from there. My parents are not...
to sue your father-in-law, that's kind of wild.
I don't know. My parents are not rich, but wouldn't have gotten anything in the end. But he wouldn't have gotten anything in the end, so sis talked him into letting it go. However, from that day on, he wouldn't have anything to do with our family. He doesn't come around for birthdays, holidays, nothing at all. Next month is our parents' 50th anniversary. We're planning a big family gathering to celebrate. We're also chipping in to send our parents on a cruise to Mexico because they've never been out of the country. I spoke with sis about it the other day and she said she's coming with the kids, but brother-in-law is not coming. I was fine with that, but when we were discussing their portion of the cruise money, I heard him yelling in the background to deduct their portion from the cost of the skid loader and a dump trailer. That pissed me off. If so, after I called my sis, I don't know. I think he might have.
I think that pissed me off.
Yeah.
So that is he misspelled. Yeah. She misspelled it.
Yeah. So that pissed me off. So after I called my sis, I called brother-in-law and told him to get over himself. I told Dad and bro made a mistake, but that was 10 years ago and he needs to let it go. He said he'll let it go when they give him the money he lost. I told him he's an ass for holding a grudge and putting money in the way of a family relationship. Sis called me a few minutes ago and said they're not coming and that I was out of line. We argued for a bit and that's where it stands. I don't think I'm wrong for telling him to let go of the past, but they're not coming to the anniversary party, so now I'm not sure. Wow.
Yeah. So far without no further questions, like, I don't know. I for one, I just want to say I just hate people who, I don't know, like they use their family relationship as defense for anything that they do. Like, why are you showing, like, trying to like mess with the status quo or like the family relationship? But yeah, like I feel like the people that do that, they don't reflect on themselves. But anyway.
Yeah. So there's some answers to the question. So there's edits, I guess. People are asking questions. Let's get something straight. My dad and brother are not bad people. There are good people who made a mistake. They couldn't pay brother-in-law back because he wanted almost $70,000. And again, we're not rich. Dad had to buy another truck because he needed it to go to work. On the other hand, brother-in-law has 3 sets of skid loaders, a dump trailer, and drum trailers on his lot that day, so he could take the financial hit while my parents would be homeless. Brother-in-law insists are way better off than the rest of us. So while I understand your reasoning, paying the BIL's tripping me. Paying brother-in-law back, he doesn't need it.
Big
That cruise to Mexico isn't some millionaire trip. The total cost is about $3,000, and it'll take over 20 people to pay for that. Again, we're not rich. We could barely cover $3,000 spread over 20 people or so. So there's no way we could pay $70,000.
Yeah,
crazy.
Like, what do you think?
I think they're just huge assholes. I don't understand how you could total something worth $70,000 and then expect them to be okay with it just because they have two or three more of it.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't know. It feels like if you're a genuinely good person, you would try to make this better. Even if it's not monetarily, like, immediately. It feels like they should at least try to at least do stuff for the brother to, like, you know, make up for it. Like, maybe it doesn't have to be monetarily. Maybe you know.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they seem to be like, oh, like you just gotta get over it. Like, it was 10 years ago. No. Wow, like, no, that's $70,000 worth of equipment. You went behind their back and you fucking took what he said no already, and you kind of like guilted / like tricked his wife into it, because it seems like the sister is more on the brother-in-law side, which I'm happy. I'd hope so, considering, you know, what happened. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. This is wild.
This is like a large amount of money too. Like, I mean, I think it's wild that he wanted to, like, he threatened to sue. I think that's also crazy to do. Like, I think it's understandable in the mindset that he was in. He just lost something that cost $70,000, and I'm guessing, again, the fact that he has 3 of those, it has to do with, he's a contractor, right? He's part of his business. It affected his business.
Yeah, but
I feel like, for one, I don't think he should have said, like, to threaten to sue. I feel like that's the one part I don't like about it. Because, like, I feel like you do that shit with, like, strangers or companies, not your, like, in-laws. But at the same time, the in-laws could have been more proactive in making it up.
Yeah.
And not necessarily... Dude, 10 years, if they give him... What was it? I don't know. $100? Would they be close to paying him back? Probably. Like, every like month. What do you think?
I don't know. I just feel like the biggest problem for me with this was the lack of accountability. And another thing that I saw when I was scrolling through the comments was also note the insurance was barely enough to cover medical and the truck. Meaning they replaced the dad's truck first and then realized the money isn't enough to cover the skid loader. So I feel like, since they
should have done the skid loader first,
they should have at least given some of it. Because, like, trucks are expensive. So a new truck could easily have been, you know, that 70,000, or, you know, a good portion of it. They could have just used whatever money they got to just pay off a new truck, right? But I feel like there's some sort of, like, compensation that they should have given to the poor dude who got his shit stolen and totaled.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's such bullshit. this family needs to like reflect on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you guys are poor, or like not say poor, but not as well off. But that's like how thieves think.
Yeah, even if they're better off and they could afford to lose $70,000 worth of equipment, that doesn't mean that what they did was wrong.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that the brother-in-law should just forgive them because we have 3 more. Don't worry, like.
Like, can you imagine? Like, okay, I was thinking about it. One last thing with I was thinking about like, what would you do if we got into a car accident together, or like I hit your car, right? And it's just so.
I think that's something that I think about, because like there's situations where like, let's say we're driving together. I'm driving and you're in my car. There's like situations where if I get into a crash, sometimes people would sue me. Like you, let's say not you, but like, you know, there's situations where I would be driving with like a friend and I get into a crash and they would sue me for the damages that they got. So like it really just kind of shows people's true colors. If we got into a crash, you know, if you're driving and we got into a crash and I got hurt, I wouldn't sue you. If you hit my car with your car, I probably wouldn't. Like, I don't even think I would go to insurance. I mean, obviously, if like it's totaled, I feel like we kind of would have to go. But like, you know, I'm not gonna like sue you. Unless you're like, oh, like you're good. Then I wouldn't sue you, but I would just want some form of like acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And that would be a little like, I think it would be different if like the family was really, really, really like sorry and they were like, oh, like we don't have much, but we'll try to work something out. But it just seems like they didn't at all like try.
No, they just like, here you go.
Yeah, they're like, sucks to suck, huh?
Yeah, I would say like the way I would see it, like is like if I didn't have the money to help pay to repair your stuff, like maybe I would just like, I don't know. I guess I would just be like, mate, anything you need on me, I'll be there. If you need like extra hand to move, I'll be there. Yeah. If you need a kidney, I might give it to you. If you if we're positive, it's like it's kind of one of those things where like
and I
you
feel
have to make up. Go for it.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I feel like the fact that he is well off, you know, maybe he wouldn't be so hard pressed to be like, oh, like I expect this from you. I think it's more so just like the fact that like they didn't seem to care at all. Because like for me, like let's say something happens to me, I'm okay where I'm at right now in my situation, like financially and stuff. You know, obviously I don't think I could take a $70,000 hit, but like I think where I'm at financially, like I could probably let like something little go. So if that was proportionate to like, let's say the brother-in-law's 70,000 is something smaller to him, then maybe like if there was some sort of like remorse or some sort of like, oh, I'm so sorry, like maybe he would be more willing to, since that would be maybe small. But I don't know. I just feel like 70,000 is 70,000. It's a pretty big hit.
I have a question. Like, wouldn't this be covered in the brother-in-law's insurance, like for theft or something? Then
I think it would be covered for theft, but I think he would have to report it as a theft.
But then there had to be probably a actual criminal charge.
Yeah, there'd have to be like some sort of like a case.
Yeah, I'm guessing with the insurance company, it's like if it's a theft, then they have to be a police report.
If you really think about it,
police report, then they'll investigate and they'll find out that it was freaking. But I don't know.
If you really think about
it is complicated.
Insurance companies are the biggest scam here.
Hell yeah, and the lawyers are the most evil people.
Facts.
Nah, dude. Hey, well, it was a really good story though. This made me think a lot. But yeah, let us know down below if you think the problem is in the right, or if this family of thieves is in the right. What would you do if one of us hits your car with our car?
Oh, facto. Let us know if you guys try a Singha. If you ever see it around, definitely recommend you to get one and try it out.
Yep, try it out. Like and subscribe, guys, for the Stout and Lager podcast to hear more from our beautiful voices.
As always, thanks for listening to another episode.
Yeah. Stout and Lager signing off.
Yeah.